Network. With me, your host, not Zahir Bassa, Muhammad Kareem. He'll be joining us shortly, always fashionably late. But I'm joined by none other than Mr. Keegan Seram himself. How's it, buddy?
Ah, greetings, everybody. Greetings, listeners. Zahir and Zahir.
Well,
Mac.
I swear, we get confused all the time. No, I'm just joking. But
Now,
look, it's really exciting. I always love coming and doing the show, especially when you're on air, because we have the best conversations. And I think what people don't realize is that the conversations that you and Zahir have, we have beforehand.
it's almost pre-planned, but yeah, what a nice setting. I never expected this to be so big and so many vendors.
So yeah, we're here live from the Durban Summer Souk, guys. Come and join us. Come and meet Keegan himself. If you're listening in here, we are right here at the radio booth. And there's so much to talk about, but with the year winding down, I mean, Keegan, it's that time of the year where people are like, I'm ready, I'm pumped, I'm hyped. It was not the best year, but let's move into the next year with a bit more optimism and excitement. But I feel like that's a double-edged sword, right? Because when you set yourself up for a goal that might seem not necessarily unattainable, you feel like it's achievable, but it's something you've never been able to achieve in all the years, you essentially setting yourself up to fail because we're not willing to put in the effort and work. So we spoke about this last week, and I know you guys touched on it, but it's about setting goals that feel a lot more attainable and maybe changing your habits, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, talk to me about it. Give me a recap.
So, one thing we do within the businesses is we always celebrate our wins. And I think we always tend to forget how far or how many times we achieve the little goals that we set out to do. And we only achieve it if you set small incremental goals that are
Right.
attainable. You don't want to set something that's too big and then you don't achieve it. So let's just start like with a weight loss goal.
100%.
So let's just say 1 kg a week or 1 kg every 2 weeks. So let's just say 3 kgs a month. And when you achieve that, celebrate. So, to listeners out there,
Celebrate by eating a lot of food.
that's or come down to the souk and support the vendors and
Yeah,
have a
for
look
sure.
at so definitely, give yourself that celebration and then look back and then re-strategize. So setting small goals is the best way for you to achieve them and then staying motivated that way, because I see guys, they set very high lofty goals, and although they're making the progress and they achieve it but not achieve the actual goal, they start getting demotivated.
Because you're also not having that, you don't reach that sense of contentment. When your goal is too lofty, the sense of contentment becomes further and further away. Also, another thing I realized with regards to business, when you set a huge goal and you have that overnight success, scaling is usually something that people don't realize what a beast it is, right?
Yes.
And a lot of businesses actually go out of business because they can't scale.
Yeah.
So setting that $1 million goal is not necessarily always the best goal. Graduate it.
Yeah, exactly. And when you achieve those small goals and you go about attaining those small sort of the lessons that you learn and everything that you achieve, that's when you start almost implementing systems into your business unconsciously. So, like buying stock in smaller quantities,
Right.
so it doesn't go past the best before date, especially if you've got a home business and you're baking, you need to look at what you're sort of making on a weekly basis and try and increase that by 10%. So that's a perfect example. So if you're turning over, let's just say 1,000 Rand a week selling cakes and biscuits, try and make it 1,100. And the next week, another 1,100. And every 6 months, re-strategize and say, oh, I've hit my goal 6 out of 6 times. I'm easily now making 1,100 Rand in sales. Let me try and push that up by another 10%. So, if you push that up, then you're making 1,200 Rand. So you look back at the end of the year, like now, 31st December, and your sales have gone up 20% each month. And I can tell you that if you increase that on any business, 20% every year, in 5 years, you've doubled your business. And, by getting those smaller goals, you stay motivated, and eventually you're going to start creating employment because you're going to need help, because in
That's
5
it.
years, you double your capacity. So you're going to need more people to help you. And that's why you see government tries to encourage small businesses.
Mhm.
So by setting the smaller goals, it definitely keeps you motivated to achieve more and lay out more and grow your business.
I think also I've noticed here at the souk that we have over 300 vendors here. It's a different animal right now. I've seen people here who have had great success in the past and who are like despondent because they aren't hitting the targets they were hitting previously. It's just a different economic time. We are in a very precarious climate. People don't have the money they had before to buy shoes or bags. And um, I think we're being a lot more selective as consumers. Also, the amount of nonsense that's been flooded on the market by corporations, where we realized, like, I mean, I made a video that's going viral on TikTok with regards to the whole Woolworths Pilchard scandal and all of that, where these companies, we buy into the marketing, essentially.
Right.
We're not necessarily like Woolworths sets themselves as this pristine example of organic, great quality, and yet they get caught up in a scandal like this. It just goes to show we bought the marketing.
Yeah.
We're not necessarily getting anything better than we're getting from food lovers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just being honest. Lint, right? The finest chocolate, Swiss chocolatiers in the world. There's a class action
Lead.
lawsuit. They're not even using real chocolate. There's lead in the chocolate.
Heavy metals. Yeah.
So I mean,
So look, that's usually sourced from unreliable cocoa. But you mentioned quite an interesting thing at the start. You said you've over 300 vendors.
Yeah.
And how long has Souk been going at?
so it's 13 days. We've got 6 days left.
No, in terms of the origination,
Oh no,
so
it's
10, 15 years?
30 years.
30 years.
Yeah.
In the first
28 yeah.
years. In the first year, you did not have 300 vendors.
100%.
Right. And it'll be so interesting to go back and look at the stats. Okay, first year, you probably had 20 vendors. You had it in a small hall in Overport.
Yeah.
And look at what it's grown through. And
I mean, the foot traffic is 150,000 people come through there.
exactly. And guys, if you take a lesson from this was not achieved overnight. The guys, the management probably sat down after 5 years and said, okay, we need a bigger venue. We need to increase foot traffic by 5%, 10%. And when it comes back to businesses, look at that with the same sort of intuition. You want to grow it incrementally. And then you look back after 5 or 10 years and you see like, whoa, we started off with 5 vendors. Now we're sitting at 300 vendors.
Yeah.
Where will this be in 5 years?
100%.
You probably will have online vendors. The world is just growing at such a rate with technology. So if you start looking at your own businesses and how to grow it, be it online, by growing your income by 10%, increase the amount of products you're keeping by 10%, that'll all lead to increase in turnover. And celebrate the victories when you reach your turnover goals, or when you stock 10 more products, or you get stuff cheaper. Go out and celebrate for the business. So whether it be buying a bigger gazebo for your flea market stand, or a better card machine facility, whatever it may be, celebrate the small wins and set yourself small goals so you can achieve them.
So I want to come back to the individual over just the business, because this is something that I think is quite powerful, and it's something that I'm struggling with, I'll be honest.
Mhm.
But changing your habits. I think I see Mr. Bassa entering the building. Changing your habits, right? Now, they say it takes 30 days to develop a habit. We are creatures of habit.
Yeah.
We all are.
Yeah.
There are certain things that we do, and if it's something that you are unhappy with, they say it's something you're choosing. So figure out why you're choosing it.
Exactly.
I think that realization is a profound one.
Yeah.
Because it makes you realize I am intentionally sabotaging myself.
Yep.
And I got to change this up. Like somebody in your position who is, I mean, guys, if you're watching on Facebook, you can see Keegan's arm. They might be covering the entire camera. But Keegan it takes an incredible amount of discipline to get to this place, right?
Yeah.
So you, if anybody knows about habits and forming good habits, so can you tell me like what has been for you the secret sauce to developing good habits?
Okay, so from my readings, actually 55 days. So let's just say 30 to 55 days, right, to form a habit. So let's look at our 2 states of consciousness, right? You got our active conscious, because you consciously picked up the bottle of water and sipped on it, right? It's something that you make a conscious decision to do. Then we have our subconscious, which actually controls over 90% of our living. So what is subconscious? So that's your eyes blinking, right? That's your heart beating. That's the blood flowing through your veins. All these things are happening, but subconsciously,
right,
which means you're not making an effort to do it. So it's been ingrained.
So we're coming back to this rewiring of the brain.
It's rewiring
right
of the brain. So like you see the Robin Sharma, Deepak Chopra, there's Tony Robbins. All these guys work on the subconscious. Is that you almost have to do this as a routine, and you wake up, from prayer to eating good or eating on time. It has to be ingrained in your subconscious so that you actually don't even think it. You do it automatically.
Like, as Muslims, we wake up for Fajr Salah, right? I've never struggled waking up for Fajr Salah because my parents woke me up from before I was like mature. My eyes open automatically. I've never had the struggle. It's just so part of my life that it's easy. But like I said, I think it comes with it's habit. It comes back to habit, right?
So and this it comes back to like the food choices. You You look at what you consciously choose to put into your body, and when you do things like I've done for the last 25 years in terms of eating grilled food or boiled food or stuff that's not deep fried or made with unnecessary additives or colorants, it's now that's the only thing I look for. So when I go and choose something to eat, it's subconsciously I know it's just a piece of grilled chicken with rice.
I'll never get to that level of
I think you've come to the wrong place for
Yeah, sorry, boss. Sorry, boss. You're preaching to the wrong crowd.
But like I say, we've done it the whole year, and there is space to balance it out.
Yeah.
So tonight or today,
Well, today, just so you know, guys, before we continue, the man, the myth, the legend, Zahir Bassa has joined the building.
Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all the listeners and all the patrons here at the Durban Summer Souk. Yes, we are. It is a Mashallah Monday.
It is.
And it's good to have Keegan in studio with us here this afternoon. We are talking about health in a very different situation right now. You don't want to put people in a guilt trip.
No,
I think we'll wait
no.
after tomorrow to get back into the groove of things.
You guys are very good at that, I must just say, because Zahir is also extremely disciplined. I like
Yes,
actually
yes.
going out to eat with Zahir. It's like, nah, it's okay.
No, I think with married life, it's a different story. I
Yeah.
think I've picked up a nice 5 kgs since.
But I must be
the half-
honest,
half
this
months.
guy is a master in the kitchen. So for all of you who weren't watching Zahir, yesterday we had a presenter cook-off, and Zahir was on the stage. This guy, so I gave him bribe X. This guy decided, I don't know where he came up with, I don't know where you found the flour, I'll be honest. He made homemade garlic breads like on the stage.
Sure.
It was, and
And the
initially-
mushroom sauce. Don't
Initially,
forget
I won't lie. I was like, "Oh, what are you doing, bro? You're making me." But at the end of it, I was so impressed. It was outstanding. This guy is. We're gonna start a whole cooking show. Maybe we should do this. We're gonna put it into a healthy eating cooking version here.
We should actually do some healthy
100%
recipes on
with
air.
Keegan, yeah.
And some chicken from Dow's
Boiled
Chicken from
breast,
Dow's Chicken.
Dow's
Yeah.
chicken, yeah.
Proudly sponsored by.
Yeah.
So we are talking health, I guess. By the looks of
So we
it.
were talking about the whole attainable New Year's resolutions, right? And changing your habits instead of trying to say, "I'm gonna be a millionaire by 2025," or like it's just not realistic.
I mean, like I say, break it down into smaller goals. Let's just say you want to make your million in the year. So understand that after the end of January, you should be 100,000 Rand in your pocket, plus
Mhm.
minus, So set those smaller goals. And like I said, when you achieve them, celebrate it, and then look back at this year and look at where you went wrong or what didn't you achieve and why. And always self-reflect. I was reading Good to Great. It was a leadership book, and it says the great leaders always blame themselves first. So
Love that.
that's where it always starts. From owning a business to your own personal life, if something goes wrong, the person that's responsible is the person in the mirror. So don't take off at your staff. Don't get angry with customers because they're not coming. Ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? And once you point inward, you'll find all the answers way quicker.
Yeah, I want to talk about something that I think is, I feel like everything gets commercialized and then it essentially becomes a tool for capitalism, right? But there's a certain thing about self-care that has become something that I feel has actually affected our communities, because when you personalize self-care too much, or when you make it the focus too much, we tend to forget the importance of community. I come from the school of thought. I believe that if everybody around me is succeeding, it's better for all of us. I don't personally come from a place of lack. I feel like there's an abundance. I have an abundance mentality. I feel like if Zahir is earning more, it's not taking away from me. I think there is a nice fine line, but I think budgeting for your well-being is something that's important. A lot of, and you can speak to this yourself personally, a lot of founders and entrepreneurs tend to put themselves at a detriment because you're not taking a salary, you're not prioritizing yourself, you're pushing yourself to the max, you're burning yourself out, you're not budgeting for your well-being, essentially. And I feel like a lot of the times it ends up at a place where you are just so done that everything just spirals.
Yeah, and definitely, and the first 2 to 3 years of a business, you very seldomly see profit. And like you say, self-care is very important, and it's not easy being an entrepreneur. So understand that, a lot of guys, I'm tired of working a corporate job. I want to go and open my own business. I can tell you, for the first year, we just did financials for the one business, and although everything is flush, but to show a profit in a business in the first year is difficult. It's really,
and it's a
really
hard realization because your turnover might be R1 million, but your net profit might be minus 300K.
No, exactly. So the numbers are all there, and there's cash coming in and out. But when you start with sit down with your accountant and you see it, be prepared for a shock.
Yeah.
And if you're not mentally strong and let's say taking time for your well-being and understand that a business grows over 2 to 3 years, you're going to be in for a shock, and you might.
Bro, I got scanned for 39,000 and I was like finished. I was done. I was
But
done.
just to touch on that whole thing with regards to sort of taking the time to sort of, I mean, I think it's important to sort of, you know, understand that, you know, life is about balance. And, you know, like you say, self-care is very important. And it's not easy being an entrepreneur. So understand that budgeting for your well-being is something that's important. manage your time, manage your business, and all of that. I think we're living in a society now, in a culture that everyone wants overnight success. And I think we exposed to that sort of social media platforms where we're seeing sort of the rise of influencers. And people have this sort of assumption that they're doing very well, they're making big bucks. And when you actually sort of
a facade,
touch
right?
base, no, when you touch base with these influencers and you ask them, how's the rate there? What's your rate like? They're like, oh no, my rate's about 10 grand for a video, for a post. And then you're like, okay, what is the whole idea? Okay, can you just Uber me to your place and we can discuss? And I'm like, if you're asking for a specific rate like that, you have to show some sort of professionalism. Why must I organize you a lift
But
and
we've
speak to this
created a
bra
culture where
and
the
all of that?
entitlement is so rife.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you know what? I actually had that encounter about a month ago. I saw these kids on TikTok doing some videos, and it really caught my eye. I could associate with it, and I said, you know what? I want to support these guys purely on that basis. Called him up. He gave me a price, and I'm like, young man, you know,
Young man.
Young man, yeah.
Come on, Keegan, give me away age here, boss.
yeah,
He's like, what happened, Keegan?
you know, you're charging me this, so let's just say it comes out to 10 grand a month on an average. I said, I'm going to have to increase my sales by a minimum of 100,000 rand. Do you think your videos are going to do that? And I said, but I really like what you're doing, but understand that, you know, for you to be chosen by somebody, you're going to have to add some value and go back. I'm not asking for a cheaper price, but think about how you're going to actually increase
And
sales
give me your
for the
plan.
company.
And
give
the
me a plan.
long-term plan
I
as well.
want to work with you. I want to work, but understand that at your 10,000 rand a month, are you going to increase my sales by 100,000? If it takes even 6 months, how am I going to recoup those costs? So like you said, a lot of people, these influencers don't have an understanding of what it takes to generate that money. It's not going to come out of my pocket just because you're good looking or you're well built or
But
you can
see,
dress
unfortunately,
properly.
the sheep mentality is such that we've got certain people. You've got people like Alex L who have blown up and have got like 20 million followers, where she got there because she's pretty and she comes from money, and she will sell you out, sell your business out just if you post something, right?
Yeah.
I feel like those are 1 in a million people like that.
So
A lot
look,
of them are just chasing
Well,
the cloud.
I think there has to be a sort of structure when they come to the party. If you're going to, obviously, if an influencer takes themselves seriously, they come with a package. So they say, okay, this is my rate for this and that, and this is what I'm going to be including in it. And then if it's worth your time and worth your efforts to actually bring that person on board, then it might be worthwhile, as opposed to just throwing a figure at a person. Yeah.
no, exactly. And I mean, let's just go to 10,000 rand, right? If you take that 10,000 rand, and let's just say you invested and you've got a good 100 clients, if you put that into free product worth 10,000 rand and distribute it to 100 clients, so let's just work out to what, 100 rand per person.
Yeah.
What kind of return would you get from that type of marketing? Because at the end of the day, it's marketing where you're generating sort of exposure, which you want to get some income. So look at the different methods of marketing yourself, getting awareness out there, making existing customers happy, and what does that bring back? My experience, when you reward your existing loyal customers just with a little bit of a freebie, it gives you tons
world,
in
yeah.
return. It gives you the world.
Because you built a community, it comes back
Mhm.
to community. At the end of the day, it's about people supporting people,
Yeah.
not necessarily people following blindly as sheep.
Yeah.
I think that the lack of critical thinking in our society today is actually, it's becoming a pandemic.
All right,
But-
we're going to go for a quick ad break, and when we to return, we continue our conversation with Keegan Serum, the founder of Dorma Nutrition. We're talking about New Year's resolutions, getting into business, how to delegate your time, and how to succeed in the 2025 year. Stay tuned.
محمد ولد يتيم من صغره كان كريم محمد صادق أمين في حديثه خلق جميل نزل عليه قول ثقيل فتح به قلوب الثاقلين من أجلنا عاش الحياة بابتلاء وامتحانا هو أحمد هو سيدي هو زهرة برحيقه من مكة إلى المدينة هجرته نور مبينا ليت عيني رأتك في الدنيا فإن كنت أمامي لقبلت عينيك هو أحمد هو سيدي هو زهرة برحيقه. He led a life as an orphan child, perfection gained through test and trial, by modesty and by honesty. Islam is the way for you and me. Promise pay we learn throughout his life and his words. Everything you pray for, you'll gain if you put Allah first. Jannah, Jannah, هي ما أتمنى. صلى عليك يا حبيبي أنت يا محمد. هو أحمد هو سيدي هو زهرة برحيقه من مكة للمدينة. هجرته نور مبينا. ليت عيني رأتك في الدنيا فإن كنت أمامي لقبلت عينيك. هو أحمد هو سيدي هو زهرة برحيقه. فيا ليت عيني رأتك في الدنيا فإن كنت أمامي لقبلت عينيك. هو أحمد هو سيدي هو زهرة برحيقه.
لمع البرق اليماني عن حبيب قد سباني فتذكرت اجتماعا فشجاني ما شجاني. لمع البرق اليماني عن حبيب قد سباني فتذكرت اجتماعا فشجاني ما شجاني. بأمي وأبي فديتك سيدي صلاة وسلام عليك يا نبي. حبيبي يا محمد أتيت بالسلام والهدى محمد. حبيبي يا محمد يا رحمة للعالمين يا محمد. لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله الله. لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله الله. يا ربي به المصطفى
Assalamu alaikum, welcome back. It is the social network right here on Radio Al-Ansar, broadcasting live from the Durban Summer Souk with myself, Brother Zahir Bassa, alongside Brother Mac, as well as Keegan Serum for our Mashallah Monday edition of entrepreneurship, also getting into sort of a nice healthy mentality as we enter the new year and concluding the 2024 year. But just to recap, I think this year has been a lot of great tips brought about by Keegan, his experiences going to seminars, talking about Black Friday, talking about the beginning of the year, the mid of the year, things you should do, things you shouldn't do. But I think just to sum it up and sort of to summarize this year, well, what would you say would be your key highlights? I know for you, it was traveling to the States.
Yeah,
I think that was a dream come true for a lot of people, watching a brand from South Africa sort of bring on board an Olympian. That's to say the least. But what is the plans for you, especially for 2025 and Durban?
Okay, yeah, we got plans for growth. So I think we did discuss it last week. So it'd be nice to get some of the listeners as well, so we can actually check in with the guys. So we want to grow the store count by at least 2. Which is well underway, and then get some property in abroad, out of the country. So
Keegan, I want to pitch you a strategy.
Yes.
You can do before and after with me, right? I want to lose 10 kilos, right?
Okay.
So
deal.
And I will literally, I'll the whole journey, like the before and after. I'm being so dead serious right now. I feel like the only way I will do it is if I'm held accountable, and being held accountable by you would be quite something.
So let's do that. So every month
there's a challenge.
Check in, right?
Yeah.
So 10 kg. What are you weighing now?
I don't know offhand. I think like 80 something. maybe
No,
90
not 80
90
something. You're in the
90
90s, yeah.
okay.
I'm in the
Okay,
80s.
you're going to weigh
You
in.
can't be
and
the
you're
80s.
gonna-
I'm in the
You're like
80s.
And
65.
I think to the listeners out there, if you
Yeah.
get your two main goals,
Yeah.
guys, let's write it down. So let's just say what I'm saying, right? So I want to increase the store count by 2, so further 2 stores, and then acquire property out of the country. So that's just our goals.
Oh,
right?
Marv.
Yeah.
Marv.
But everyone's goals are different.
Yeah, everyone's goals are different. So
I
just
want to
saying-
lose 10 kilos. I'm going to buy property in Switzerland.
Yeah, both achievable.
So to the listeners, be it drop 10 kgs, be it increase your business turnover by 10% over the first 6 months, write it down. And then we'll check in with the listeners every month
Yeah.
or so. So let's do that. And Zahir, you?
I'm also going to be doing it. I got about 7 kgs to lose. But I started my diet today.
Okay, let's start the diets on Tuesday.
No, I started mine today. 'Cause I really know exactly what I'm going to eat for the rest of the week. So I know there's a braai tomorrow, so that's no carbs. There's
Okay.
just braai meat.
Yep.
And maybe I've got my keto roll sorted out, so I'm good for that. Low carbs.
No,
So
excellent.
it's all about that. So I did say to myself from this Monday, it's always for me, it's like rather start the journey just before the actual date itself. So you sort of get into it. And now Monday is a fresh time and easing into the new year. Yeah.
So on that, let's do our to-do list. So our to-do list will be drop your 7 kgs. And the listeners, also what's very important is a not to-do list.
I was just going to
Not
touch on
to
that.
do.
I love
Ooh.
this concept, right?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I was reading last week when we spoke about this last week. I know you guys started on this, but please elaborate because I love this concept.
Yeah, so guys, your habits that you know are not good, right? So and like I say, incremental changes. So if you're eating, let's say 30 meals a week, right? It's an average of 4 per day. So, and half of those are not good, or water is a takeaway, or it's a snack that you shouldn't be eating. Let's try and reduce that slowly. So from 30 meals, so let's say 15 junk, let's go to 10 junk, then 5 junk, and then at the end of 6 weeks, you want to be everything freshly prepared.
Okay, but once again, for the everyman,
Yeah,
right? Because
everyman.
once again, it's taken a certain amount of time for you to get to this level of discipline.
Yeah.
We tend to self-sabotage. Just the average person who lacks the motivation or who can't pass that first. You must remember that first hurdle where it breaks you a little bit before it gets better. It's
Yeah.
very hard for, I think, 90% of people to pass. That is where I think myself and a lot of people struggle.
So, if you make the small changes, so let's just say 4 meals a day, and let's go 1 junk meal every 3 days, let's say that's sort of an attainable, because most people have, afternoon time, they crave something sweet and they cheat once.
What's
a day.
your thought on substitutions? So, for example, a lot of people say like, I love chocolate, for example, right? And then instead they'll say eat nuts or like eat dark chocolate. Like, how do you think that's a good strategy to take?
So, when they say dark chocolate, and I know exactly what you're talking about. You go into the supermarket and it says 90%.
Yeah.
It's cocoa.
Mm.
So, what they're saying is that cocoa is 90% pure. If you turn it over to the back and you see it's still 38% fat, 33% sugar, 6 to 7% carbs, and the rest is moisture.
So
and
read the
everything else.
labels.
Read the labels. Everything these days on the labels are there to trick you. So from the calorie count to the amount of, nowadays they call it impact carbs.
Mhm.
So the whole thing's 24 grams of carbs, but 4 grams of impact carbs. So you look at it and you think, it's only got 4 grams of carbs, and then you have it, and then you've had 24 grams, you have 4 of those a day, that's 100 grams of sugar, and you wonder why you're not losing
That's
weight.
a lot, yeah.
So understand that when you see anything that's too good to be true on packaging, it's usually a bluff.
And I think it's also the sort of false advertising. They sort of bend the words and they bend the wording of how they say sugar-free, but then they'll have other things that can obviously impact your diet. So you'll say, oh no, I had a sugar-free chocolate,
Yeah.
but then I had a loaf of bread for supper.
No, exactly. And same, they come across as fat-free. It's like your typical fat-free yogurt. I was in the supermarket this morning. To find plain, unadulterated yogurt is impossible. You have to just buy mouse, because even the fat-free yogurt is sweetened.
Yeah.
So it's got more sugar than a soft drink. It's like 17 grams of carbohydrates per 100 mils. So, read your labels.
Understand it a bit more.
Understand
and
it
how
a
to
bit.
read calories. I think that's once you get into that groove, that you can obviously know how to sort of target the calories. I think people say, oh, but I'm training 2 hours a day and I'm not losing anything. But I think in fitness, 70 to 80% of what you eat contributes to your weight loss journey.
I couldn't agree with you more. They say abs are made in the kitchen, and it all starts with
Abs are made in the kitchen. I love that.
when you prepare your food. you don't put sugar in. And then
Yeah.
you look at any prepared food, just has unnecessary sugar in it.
Mm.
So remember, you make it basically to stay healthy. They make it so you can come back for a second purpose, a second serving. So once you start seeing food like that, you'd want to spend that extra time preparing your own food.
Yeah.
It's cheaper, it's healthier, and you achieve your goals faster if you're trying to lose weight.
I think we've also discussed this during the course of the year where they say, the whole marketing of cereals for breakfast, that was what started it off. I think I did see a meme once where they said, we used to have 6-packs when we used to just have meat and eggs for breakfast. And once you started eating cereals, then we get in the dad bod.
Yeah, no, exactly. And guys, remember, convenience costs, and it's usually you the one paying the price.
Yeah.
So take the time out. You have one body, treat it with respect. Control what you put into it. Be careful of the marketing with things hyped up, and just watch the sugar intake. You limit your sugar intake. That is the easiest way to drop your.
Yeah, and I think
your
you
body
need to take care of your health. I was actually reading up on that article with that whole incident with the United Healthcare in America that was assassinated by that
2 weeks
guy,
later.
Luigi
fat. I
Mangione.
saw
Did
that.
you see that? So the whole thing was, the story was, there was a short video last night that I watched where it explained what was the scenario about. And just to like sort of shorten the version of the story was the fact that a lot of Americans hailed this guy as a hero because he was a symbol of the frustration of how medical insurance is in America, which means is that there is no government subsidies when it comes to your health, that everyone has to go through an insurance company. And the reason behind this guy doing the assassination is because he performed a surgery that he was complaining about his spondylolisthesis, which is a curvature of the spine or something of the spine issues. He had an operation, he sorted his back out, then he gets the bill. Then he says, no, a medical aid will cover it. And he's like, the medical aid will find, there's a book called Deny, Delay, and Defend or something like that there.
Okay.
And it's basically how the medical insurance companies deny your cover so they don't have to pay you out. You must suffer by paying your own
It's
accounts.
an entire sub-industry
It's a whole-
in the
yeah.
medical. So essentially, these medical companies pay more to people to deny cover, where it's reached a point where hundreds of thousands of Americans are dying every year
Yeah.
just due to the fact that they could not afford the surgery or the treatment.
No, they're paying for their
And you're
medical
paying your
aid every
premium. So
month.
imagine you paying Discovery every month, 7 grand, right? There was a woman who had an eye infection.
Yeah.
This shocked me. She went into the emergency room in America and they put eye drops. They gave her like an ointment and they sent her home. She had insurance. She got a bill of $9,000. Do the math.
Times
180
20
grams?
plus my 180
180
grams.
for an eye infection.
That's
Just
crazy.
think about that.
So because it is basically essentially the medical industry becomes a business.
No, it is. And,
We are a commodity at this point,
Yeah.
human
we,
beings.
we are quite, and it's like you get an insurance assessor that will come out to try and find incident investigate every reason for them not to pay. I would imagine now it's the same principle.
I mean,
that they
it's
follow
not that
with
much
the-
worse of you. I remember my mother inherited jewelry from her grandmother, and we put it on our household insurance, right? Now, this is grandmother. So my mother obviously didn't buy it herself, and they put it all on the insurance. We were paying for it. Somebody stole the jewelry from our house.
Sure.
And they denied the cover. You know why? They said we had no receipts for proof of payment, but they made us cover it, knowing full well.
And you're paying the premiums.
And we're paying the premium. And they're like, no, but you had no receipts for the proof. Like, my mother can't get the receipt from her granny. My mother's granny passed away long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a loophole that is essentially nonsense.
But you were paying
So
for
they
the
leave
But
you
we were
on.
paying for it. My uncle paid insurance on his surgery for 40 years. He's never had an incident. When we had the riots here in Durban, we had them in Joburg as well.
Yeah.
He has a glass front of his surgery. They smashed it all. Assurance denied the claim. 40 years he paid.
Sure.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
So that whole, like you said, that whole business of finding the loopholes is another business by itself and a business model. So understand, guys, you hear talk a lot about business models. It's how a business operates to make their money, and you're up against the wisest of the wise.
And when you look deeper, it's usually sinister.
It's sinister, and there's case studies that they know more than you. So we just discussing one case study with they've got 100 case studies that they can look at and go, okay, if this happens, this is what we're going to say.
Yeah.
If that happens, this is what we say. You know what? 999 cases out of 1,000, we're going to win, and that's it. And they cover it. So, and you go there as innocent customer, they bluff you with their full disclosure, and you sign up. And
So what's the lesson behind all of this?
it's
That's the big question.
Like when it comes to health, prevention is better than cure.
Yeah.
You know, we are designed to self-heal. Understand that. We are designed to self-heal. I had a cousin, and she went in for she had a pain in her stomach, and they gave her antibiotics. Guy didn't know what it was, and it was just a stitch in the end. And came there, I was like, well, yeah, she knew it was a stitch, but the doctor gets the ambulance. So you self-healed. You think that the medicine's made you well, and their whole business is to make you think that you need the medicine to keep you well. It doesn't work.
So I think the lesson is you got to do the research before we sort of get into something and sign our life over and sort of paying for premiums our 40 years. You know what I mean? So you got to be very, very wary about that. Keegan, that's our time for this afternoon. We'd thank you so much for coming through to the Durban Summer Souk. We hope that you go around and sort of enjoy the spoils here for today. But we want you to stay for our next segment because we want you to do a little review test us with us.
I'm breaking it in slowly. Something helps.
It's a chevda.
It's chivra and sort of.
It's spicy butter.
But let's speak to the buyer. Your name, bhai? Saleh. All right, welcome to the show, Saleh. 1, 2. Yes, we got you there. Speaking to the mic there, brother Saleh. So what store do you have?
Okay, so we go as Bibi Aisha's homemade products.
Bibi Aisha's homemade. That name sounds very familiar.
Yeah, it's B82.
B82. And what have you brought for us today to try out?
Okay, so we got a wide range of pickles, from a carrot pickle, then we got a pineapple pickle, we've got a Mazina pickle, and then we've got an almond chutney.
Let me tell you, I tried these things.
Yeah.
And that almond chutney you will appreciate.
I haven't had almond chutney before.
Neither have I.
Have you, Keegan?
No.
Huh?
It's
Almond chutney.
like for your savories and samosas, it's perfect. It's like it's like the macaroon of chutney.
The macaroon of chutney. Goodness, how's that for an analogy? But we're looking forward to trying it. So we're going to go for a quick ad break. When we do return, we'll continue our next segment with Brother Saleh. And we've got Keegan to join us here to test out Bibi Aisha. Stay tuned for that.
This young boy claims that it's hard to maintain because he gets discriminated due to race. And this young girl says they don't judge her by her brain, too busy looking at her body and her face. Let's talk about life. Let's talk about love. If we talk about love, then we should talk about us. And if we're talking about us, we need to talk about growth. They talk about you, but they should talk about both. It's easier to hate now and harder to care. We used to offer help, now we gossip and stare. Comment, like, swipe, share. Hate used to be rare, now you see it everywhere. Man wants to be radical and take away life. Behaving like an animal, you see it in his eyes. Load up his weapon, walk in, aim. 51 body count like a computer game. And we want to share the video to what entertain. Lost in the crowd, watching life on the stage. It's a terrible state. Yesterday was heartbreak. Today she's back on YouTube putting makeup on her face. And the men are all the same, but I don't complain. We don't help each other, we the slander and shame. Do something good, they forget about your name. When you do something bad, watch how fast you find fame. Inside the body, there's a piece of flesh. If this flesh is good, then also is the rest. Verily, it is the heart. What a life y'all lost, sitting here wishing that I could press restart.
People killing, people dying, children hurt and you hear them crying. Do you practice what you preach, or do you turn the other cheek? Allah help us and the guidance from above. Cause people got me questioning, where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love?
What happened to the love and what happened to the peace? We got wars in the streets and wars in the Middle East. Gunshots, bombs drop, people flee. And now we have millions of refugees that are scattered overseas that have become numb to the tragedies. As we add another number to the casualties, another kid gets stripped from his family. I'm asking myself what has happened to humanity. And they want to talk to us about terrorism, despite the killings by the far right and white supremacism. But I guess all that is irrelevant to the president of the USA who wants to make America great. But all he's ever done was make America hate. And gun crimes at its highest ever rate. Mothers get shot and schools get sprayed. Then nothing's gonna change when politicians are paid by the NRA. And we wonder why they're so corrupt. But it's okay, cause in God we trust. And even if it's all we got everything we need. As the prophet told us, you will never enter paradise until you believe. And you will never believe until you start to love. And in order to love, you need to spread the peace.
We need some peace and quiet in this world. So tired of the fighting and the wars. Put the knives down, put the guns down. Stop the mothers crying cause the child's gone now. Stop the killing cause nobody's winning. Can we stop the sinning? People killing, people dying, shooting, hurt, and you hear them crying. Do you practice what you preach?
Assalamu alaikum, welcome back. It is a social network right here on Radio Al Ansar. It's our next segment here this afternoon. We still have Mr. Keegan Serum, the founder of Dorman Nutrition, in studio. We've asked him to join us as we welcome Brother Saleh from Bibi Aisha's stall. And they are the proud makers of homemade products. So, Brother Saleh, assalamu alaikum. Welcome, sir.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you?
Alhamdulillah. How's the souk so far?
Alhamdulillah, shukr.
Huh?
It's just hot here in Durban.
Hey, welcome to Durban. That's what it's all about. Durban summer souk, indeed. We can really bring the heat on. But I see you've also brought the heat to the studio here this afternoon.
I brought a different level of heat here.
But tell us about the brand. Bibi Aisha's is the brand. There is a tremendous story behind it. So talk to us about the brand. How did you get into it and how did it start?
Look, I won't go into detail. There's a long story to it, but every product here behind is a story related, you know. And if you look at our Chevro, that's original, classic. It's not like the new Chevro. This is the original classic, what people are looking for.
Yes.
And it lies in the taste. You know,
Yes.
you need to taste it, and then you realize this is the Chevro you're looking for.
So you've got the spicy chevro. You got I
and
see you
then
got
got,
spicy pur, and you also got the medium hot.
Yeah. Now we've got two flavors. We got a mild, and we got a medium hot.
Okay. Just to smell it, you can smell the traditional chevra smell. But I'm going to hand over to Keegan. I know there's about 10 grams of carbs per scoop, with about 3 grams of fat and about 5 grams of protein. So,
And it's got good
oh,
vitamin,
you
vitamin
brought.
E.
Oh, there we go. You actually brought some of the achas. Apparently, you've also got the almond acha. Now, you've mentioned there's a story behind every product. So just talk us through some of the stories that you got to share with us
Okay, so
with the brand.
if you look at the almond chutney and the savory dip, it's just like we've been with us in the family for many years. So,
Mhm.
you know, my wife makes it every year for Ramadan, and it's always been well enjoyed amongst the family.
Yeah.
And in 2016, I got ill, and I had to stop working. And thereafter, I said, no, man, I'm going to change and I'm going to do something different. And that's how I said, let me bring every favorite of the house and into the market, something different. That's how we started.
Yeah.
That's that's when we established in 2016.
And I find it very interesting because when I hear stories like this, it sounds sad initially, but then it's always something that you can aspire to because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best of planners.
Okay.
When one door closes, something else opens up. And since you've opened the doors to Bibi Aisha's homemade products, how has the journey been so far? So when did you start, 2016 or 2017?
2016.
2016 you started the brand. And 8 years later, how's it been?
No, alhamdulillah, shukr, from where we started off, as I'm saying, we just started off with 2 items.
Mm.
It was just the almond chutney and the savory dip. And alhamdulillah, today, we've got a variety of 9 different sauces and pickles.
I could only carry 4
And
of
then
them.
you've got the chevro, you've got the spicy pur, our methi masala.
Mhm.
And if you have a look at our methi masala, you'll see, that's the
So
original.
this goes with any curry or any sort of meal that you can enjoy. It enhances the flavors.
Definitely.
Yeah. So what would you recommend the almond chutney to go with? What kind of meals?
I would say the almond chutney goes with the pie.
With the pie.
With the pie.
Oh, for the dip.
Yeah.
Ramadan dip.
With the Ramadan dip.
Ramadan dip. Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's try the spicy pur with some of the dip. Yeah. So this is the almond chutney. Bismillah.
How's it?
Mm.
It's not too hot. It's just perfect. Yeah.
It's that.
No,
Yeah.
that's
I
not
can
hot
see
at
you
all.
come from Joburg because you don't know the Durban palate. No, that's mild for us. That's
Yeah,
like,
no,
that's
you
not-
might-
It's got a smoke kick. It's just perfect.
You might be surprised when you get down to the garlic chili, but I don't see the
So that-
sample. Yeah.
The darker the acha, the hotter the spice.
No.
Ooh,
Yeah. No,
that looks like a flame.
That's the garlic chili.
That looks like a ring singer.
I
That's a ring
think you
singer.
try that.
I can smell from here.
Yeah. So
A ring singer.
You can also enjoy with your curry. That you can enjoy with your curry.
So these recipes, is this your secret recipe? Is it a family recipe? Is it your wife's recipe?
There's a lot to it. From the chevro, it's family. It's all in the family. It runs from my grandmother. It's coming down from my grandmother. If you take the pickles as well,
You know what?
almond chutney as well.
The taste actually takes me to my childhood.
Yes.
I used
I
to
was
have.
going to say
Huh?
that's what we used
It
to
takes
do.
it takes you to the childhood. I can get that
powder.
taste,
Yeah.
and I love the fact that when you eat certain food, it throws you back to a memory.
Yes.
So this is where it's taking me back to my childhood. My mom also used to make sort of pickles, very similar tasting. So I love that homemade sort of taste to it. It adds
So
to it. Yeah.
we take a lot of pride in our products.
You must. You can
And,
taste the love and the passion.
You
Yeah.
know, from the as I'm saying, for this souk, it's taken us over 2 months of preparation.
Sure.
It's hard work involved.
Yeah.
Making sure you got the best fruit, the best veg, everything organic. Use the best
Fresh
ingredients.
ingredients.
We have
And
one
then,
more. Yeah.
And you can see there's no preservatives. It's all
And
fresh.
so when it comes to the support in Johannesburg, but is your product strictly for the Joburgians, or do you distribute throughout the country, or is there specific points where you'd like to share with us?
I won't say for Joburg only. That's why I mean. That's why
That's what you Durban, yeah, to spread the brand out there. Yeah.
Spray it out.
Yes.
And alhamdulillah, there's been a good response in Durban.
Alhamdulillah.
At first, I was afraid of coming to Durban because people say, don't take pickles to Durban. You won't stand a chance in Durban. But alhamdulillah,
How's the response been?
I given the Durban guys a go here with my pickles.
Hey, there's it there, bringing in the flavors here. But I think that's what we like. We like to sort of try out
Yeah.
different sort of variations of our homemade pickles here.
Yeah.
And alhamdulillah, how's the response been?
No, alhamdulillah, shukr.
Is this your first souk?
It's the first time we're doing the
The
souk.
Durban Summer Souk,
We
alhamdulillah.
have done the smaller events,
Mm, mm.
and alhamdulillah, the response is very good. Hearing from the from the people themselves, the customers themselves,
Yes.
and they really enjoy the the products,
Alhamdulillah.
and they always from the feedbacks we get, alhamdulillah, shukr.
Alhamdulillah.
it's
And
been
speaking
good,
about
yeah.
feedback, if our listeners listening right now want to find out more about your products, do you have a social media presence? Do you have any contact details?
Yes,
Anything that you'd like to share with us?
So we're on Instagram,
Okay.
and our Instagram goes is PB_Aisha_homemade_products.
So
you
underscore,
can-
underscore.
Oh, lots of
Underscore,
underscores there.
Everything's underscore. So you can follow us on Instagram, and you'll be following us. Where we
Now, I know I don't want you to sound biased, or if your wife's listening, I don't want you to sort of upset her or something. But out of the lot of achas that you'll make, what would you say would be your personal top three?
my top three.
Mm.
I'll go number 1 with garlic chili.
Okay.
The
Good
second
one.
is the almond chutney,
Almond chutney.
and the third is the mazina.
The Mazina one.
Yeah.
Okay, those are good
Yeah,
ones.
That's
Those are
three.
good ones.
And let me tell you, you won't just get something anyway. It's a unique product.
Mm.
I haven't seen anybody else making the almond chutney.
I haven't. It's the first time I'm hearing
Yeah,
about almond
yeah.
chutney. So that's a
And,
unique.
yeah, it's
Also-
unique.
So almond is more expensive, right?
It is.
But your price point on the almond chutney?
No, alhamdulillah, shukr. We try and keep our price quite reasonable.
Mhm.
Quite fair. So we mark a reasonable
Yeah.
markup as well. And if you
I'm saying,
compare
is
for
it
almond,
a lot more than the other?
no, our price are all we got.
So it's all the same. So you're getting almond chutney for the same price as Danya chutney, boss.
What do you think, Keegan?
And preservative free. That's
And
14.
preservative free, all
You
fresh.
can taste it's fresh.
Yeah, you can taste the freshness
It,
in it.
it burns you and leaves the
This is my
aftertaste.
favorite thing, the spur.
That's a good snack.
So,
Midnight snack.
Yeah. On keto.
I want to try the chevra. This is the medium hot chevra. So how hot does the chevra go?
No, that's mild.
Mild.
For me, that's mild.
Good one.
That's mild.
Yeah. Too much carbs. Okay. All right, it's a nice handful, yeah.
See, after tasting the garlic, did you find it hot?
It's hot, but okay, so I'll be honest, I had something down in my mouth recently.
Yeah.
So my taste buds are a lot more sensitive. However, I'm somebody who used to eat extra Nando's, right? So I love it. For me, this is not to a point where can't breathe. It's that right kick and it's flavorful,
Okay.
not just strong.
That is
Okay.
true. Just to touch on that, you're right. It is hot when you do eat it initially, but it's simmered down now.
And
It's
it's not
it's
as
not a
long-lasting
it's not a
as
long
you
lasting
think,
heat.
Yeah, it
So
doesn't.
you'll definitely heat it right
Yeah,
there.
so you can get the full taste of everything in it. So for me, I find the garlic chili is, for myself personally, ask me, it's mild medium. It's not hot.
It's your medium.
For me, it's a medium.
You're from
yeah.
Durban.
I'm from
So
Joburg.
here,
From
listen
Joburg.
here, we have a hot wings challenge tomorrow.
Oh
I
no.
think
Yeah, we're gonna be watching. Yeah, we're gonna maybe bring him.
I think we should bring him.
Yeah, yeah.
So tomorrow
Hey,
we do
Keegan,
a
you got to
challenge.
come on Saturday.
So yeah, for the
So he's coming for the burger
As
challenge.
long as it doesn't have the American Reaper in it.
Well, just make sure that you stay close to a toilet and you get a nice freezed toilet roll as well.
I can handle it.
Just- There we go. All right, it's time for us to go for the 4 p.m. news bulletin. We'd like to thank Brother Saleh from Homemade Products and Keegan for joining us here for today. We still got another stall holder joining us. So I think Keegan, you can also stay for that one.
Yeah.
Try some new chows. And we want our listeners to come on down to the Durban Exhibition Center. And we've got lots of things happening at the Durban Summer Souk, but we'll tell you more about it after the news. Stay tuned.
I'm going to have to give you a plan to go to the main stage myself.
Who's coming now?
Cookie Ganai is coming. They're going to bring you the stuff. Cookie Ganai. You need to advertise for me. Kelly Ramzani is styling Dagi Mark on the main stage. What time? 4:30. So by the time I need to go set up for it, right? So you guys carry on. I really wanted some of those okay, but
Too comfortable with the way that we live in. We forget about the orphan and children. Poverty a weapon doing all the killing. Desensitized is the way that we feeling. Being silent is a form of abuse. When my people end up dead on the news. Television telling lies and this is the truth. Make a difference with these words. It's mouth in the booth. Yeah. Never divide, gotta unite against the same. Leaving my skin body back to headed straight to heaven's gates. Trying to survive, victim over present truth aside. For the physical, but never gonna kill the faith. Our legacy gonna live forever. If one of us is cold, we gonna live this way. The feet to feet, stand strong, 10 toes on the carpet. Though we ain't blood, break bread if you starving. Where was the love for the villages in Mali? Selected what you wanted, so we see through your sorries. Assimilating to the system, standing for what's right, left, ill, high, ridicule just cause she's a hijabi. Haven't forgot about the families in Palestine. Rohingyas getting burned alive in Burma. Muslims put in concentration camps in China. These situations that you probably never heard of. Islam, the fastest growing religion. White supremacists playing a part of spreading the message. If we all how we portrayed it, everybody be finished. I set the record like Guinness, never framing our image.
People killing, people dying, shooting, hurting, and we hear them crying. Do you practice what you preach, or do you turn the other cheek? Allah, help us in the sky that's wrong. Cause people got me questioning, where is the love?
Children dying, the world is silent. Does your heart feel are you numb to violence? Will you turn the other cheek? Or could you use your voice to speak? Where is the love, love, love? Where is the love, love, love? I don't see no love. Where is the love, love, love? Where is the love, love, love? I don't see no love. Nowadays, I don't know what to speak about anymore besides my people up in Philistine. And it's embarrassing. Paying taxes in the country, funded weapons to Israelis, making babies bleed. Yeah. Obama, Joe Biden, and Trump. Different presidents, same funk. That's why I never ever made a vote for him. After you could hang me by a rope. Instead, I'm fighting for my people up in Gaza, and I'm fighting for my people in the ghetto. But my family catch me front line in battle, pulling strings. I ain't talking about a cello. Turn a blind eye to Sudan, that is something I can never understand. Humanity is suffering, cross the 7 seas from the Congo to Morocco in this occupied land. Let's look outside, homelessness on the rise, fentanyl epidemic, taking head of suicide, murder rate in my city at an all-time high. And the bro who got killed, he don't even know why. Hey, I heard about it, read about the end of time, trying to teach my youngest fly instead of making bullets fly. I heard about it, read about the end of time, trying to teach my youngest fly instead of making bullets fly. Children dying, the world is silent. Does your heart feel like you numb to violence? Will you turn the other cheek? Or could you use your voice to speak? Where is the love, love, love? Where is the love, love, love? I don't see no love. Where is the love, love, love? Where is the love, love, love? I don't see no love. They don't feel no love. You could take our life, but our faith still see no love. Feel no love. You could take
our faces. See no love, feel no love. See no love. Children dying, the world is silent. It's your heart, feel all you numb to. Will you to the other cheek, or could you use your voice to speak? Where is the love, love, love? Where is the love, love, love? I don't see no love. Where is the love, love, love? Where is the love, love, love? I don't see no love. These the last words that I spoke. Just know that it came from my soul. If this the last rhyme that I wrote, I pray that I leave you with hope. "30 days of mercy, followed by the day of celebration. Brothers and sisters from every nation in congregation, Black, Native, Latino, and Asian, Indigenous.
حب النبي رحمة ودواء والقلب من نور ارتوى ملك الحبيب روحي روحي ملك الحبيب روحي سبحان ربي كملوا وبنور ربي كملوا روحي 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 حب النبي رحمة ودواء والقلب من نور ارتوى ملك الحبيب روحي 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 صلوا عليه أفضل صلاة صلوا يزيد الشوق صلاة ده حبيبي بيرد السلام والمولى بيزيد الصلاة صلوا عليه أفضل صلاة صلوا يزيد الشوق.
All right, you're back. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back. It is the social network right here on Radio Al Ansar. Our last segment here for this afternoon. We've got the sisters, Sister Fatima and Sister Aisha from the Cookie Grind that has come into studio with us here today. They've come bearing gifts. And it looks absolutely amazing. So let's welcome here them this afternoon. Assalamu alaikum, sisters. How are you doing?
Walaikum salam. Alhamdulillah, and you?
Alhamdulillah. Good to have you. How's the souk been so far?
It's been good. It's been good. There's a lot of amazing brands here.
It's fantastic. Over 300 stalls, and you are one of them.
Wow.
We've selected you specifically because we did do some testers, and we said, no, we have to have them.
Alhamdulillah.
We have to have them at the souk this year, alhamdulillah. So talk to us about the Cookie Grind. Give us a little bit of a history and a story behind the brand.
Okay, so basically we are 3 siblings all together, and all of us are university students.
Oh, wow.
So as basically a side hustle, you could say, we all came and founded the Cookie Grind. We all know like people love something sweet, especially after they have a meal and stuff like that. And so we wanted to share with you our go-to desserts.
Mm-hmm. So 3 of you are you still on campus?
Yes, we all are.
And what are you
So,
studying, if you don't mind me
Is
asking?
the third
I'm
one
the
your brother?
eldest.
The third one's your brother, right?
Yeah. So I'm studying teaching. My sister's in medicine.
Oh, wow.
Alhamdulillah.
Mashallah, mashallah.
And my brother's studying BCom accounting.
Oh wow! So a lot of brains there. So how did you sort of make time to sort of bring a brand to life? So what was the sort of catalyst to say let's do something along the sweet tooth journey?
So basically, I'm a coffee addict, right? So you catch me at Starbucks.
Oh, that's why you were like jittery when you came in. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, just joking.
So basically,
yeah, I'm a coffee addict, and my mom's like sick and tired of me asking, oh, Starbucks this and
Yes,
mug
yes,
and bean there, and also we can't be boycotting Starbucks right now.
Thank you. Nice
So,
recovery.
I was like, you know what? I need to get my coffee fix, and no one's going to like give me the money to go there. So I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? Let's just try and make our own coffee the way we like it, because we're very specific about how our coffee is made, especially at our store or when we go somewhere. Like if someone's going to give you powdered iced coffee, I'm going to look at them like, really?
Are you for real?
No,
Can I
I
give
want
you
an
an insider
espresso
tip?
shot. I want to feel it in my
Oh,
veins.
so you're a proper coffee
Yes.
connoisseur.
Yes.
Can I give you an insider tip? So over here at Bauer's next door, they've got a coffee machine set up, and you can just use them and make your espressos if you want. They're not charging, guys.
I'll bring my own beans,
There you go. There you go. Okay, so you brought us a couple of your signatures.
And let me just
Yes,
hand the
add
mic
to it,
over
add to it, yes.
our desserts.
The story behind it. Yes.
Sure. So Cinnabons have always been our favorite. Like I make it all the time at home, and then I just thought, let's just bring it to the world because I feel like we make it really, really unique. And what we have today in studio here is our Kunafa deluxe box. So in that box specifically, we have a Milky Bar white chocolate, we have a Kunafa pistachio white chocolate, we also have a very popular flavor Oreo, as well as a peppermint cinnamon. Now each of the cinnamons are flavored individually, so it's not like we use the same cinnamon base.
That is dedication. I can't lie. That is impressive. And I'll be honest, I came past, bought milkshakes last night, and because I love Lotus, but for their ginger flavor. These guys are not skimping on the ingredients. I had it at Ilky Lane, and that one was like, it tasted like vanilla ice cream, but like somebody sprinkling a dust of ginger. Hers was fully loaded.
So we pride ourselves on our products, especially when we're making them. I'm not going to serve something to somebody if I can't eat it.
100%.
And for Eid, and especially like when we have events and stuff, we like to take something that makes some you want to enjoy it, and it's going to taste amazing. So how I would literally drink this in front of you, or I'm not going to serve something.
You shared something with me that I actually found really it was so honest, because I told you that everybody here is doing viral, and she was so honest with me. She said, "I'll be my cost of goods would be so high that I'll be charging 200 for that milkshake because they're not skimping on anything. So they'll be using proper all the and the amount they would use would be so legit that it would not be sellable.
Yeah, it wouldn't be feasible for us to make a kunafa milkshake because I want to taste it.
The
And
proper way,
who is
yeah.
going to spend 150 rand for a milkshake?
Hey, nowadays people spend, huh? You buy energy drinks
Let me know.
and
Let me know,
chocolates.
and I'll
We'll do special orders.
We'll do
Guys,
virtual
for your
handshakes
special
for
orders,
us.
go to the cookie grind.
I mean, my friend, he's got his family is here, so they're willing to spend.
And the name Cookie Grind.
Where did they come from? Yeah.
Oh, so we've been going through names like tissue papers at home.
But it's clever because it's cookies, and you guys are. This is the grind,
grind,
side
yeah.
hustle, so it's actually cute.
Actually, it's the grind is because of the coffee
Coffee
bean.
grind. Yeah.
My bad. Sorry, Gen Z slang. You're just clearly too old for me.
It's a play on words there.
Listen, can we stop talking and eat now?
See this guy. I can't take him anywhere. Okay, so just talk us through what did you bring
Okay,
for us?
so
this
we
afternoon?
brought for you guys today the Oreo milkshake, a chocolate milkshake. So what's special about our chocolate milkshake is that we make our own chocolate sauce in the milkshake.
Tell me about this more.
Actually, I'm not the chocolate person. She does it.
Yeah, so we've always heard people coming and telling us, do y'all use that syrup? Do y'all have a syrup or something? And then we no, we make our own. So whatever is in that chocolate milkshake is made. Every single ingredient is made.
Every
Even the
drop.
milk.
Only the milk.
I thought
what
maybe,
would you
I thought
say?
maybe you'll have a farm
No,
in the backyard.
we can't afford a cow at the moment. But yes, we
You're
do
hoping
make
to.
our own.
One day.
Let the butler blink.
Kurbani time.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so we make our own chocolate sauce, and that is our secret ingredient, if you will, in our milkshakes. And I'm so excited for y'all to try it. So maybe y'all can tell us.
We definitely will. So
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll leave it to our guest Keegan to try it out first, so you can go with the cookie. Because I'm feeling a bit bad looking at that.
Let's test a couple
Yes, we have
I'm looking a bit
tested
bad seeing those veins pop on his arm, so I just want him to make me feel a bit better.
Yeah, if it tastes
Just
good,
have some
He-
calories.
He
Have
can
some
use
calories.
those arms and serve us,
Have
boss.
some calories. Have some calories.
That's the Oreo.
Yeah, we want to
Okay,
taste the
so
chocolate.
Chocolate milkshake.
Yeah.
So that's the homemade chocolate.
Is that the lava cake?
That is the lava.
It's fine.
that
We
color?
don't mind eating from each other.
Just drink the thing, man. Don't worry.
Brothers in Islam.
Drink it.
Drink
it. Yeah, just
Drink
drink it. Go for
it. Don't worry. can use the acha spoon then.
That-
How's
that
that?
Chocolate.
I'm gonna
I'm
try that.
actually so excited. for
I
this.
can taste the difference in the chocolate, that's for sure. And I'm not a chocolate person. I'm not a
Mm.
chocolate. I can taste chocolate.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, so he's gonna download.
Mm.
And it's not overly sweet, which what I was expecting.
It's good, huh? It's the right balance of everything. So how long did it take you to perfect the recipe? for
Surprisingly
it?
good, eh?
Yeah?
I would say maybe 1 or 2 days,
How can
probably.
you say yes?
Like, no.
Very good.
Finish it.
And then what's in here? So you got your fresh cream, your whipped cream.
Yes.
You
And
got
we
your
have
sprinkles?
our sprinkles. We have flakes.
Sprinkles you made too.
You know, if I had time,
you're
if I
claiming.
had
You're
time.
claiming.
Listen, you know what? This reminds me of chocolate milk. Do you know there's a difference between chocolate? Like you buy milk in America and Europe, you can buy chocolate milk.
Yeah, that's the product.
Right? You just came back. You know it's a product.
Yeah.
It's got that chocolate milk flavor.
Chocolate milk. So this blends in perfect.
Yeah,
It's like the
it's-
cow actually. Like
True.
you milk a cow, that's what comes out.
100%. That's how it feels. Come on, these Cinnabons are like staring at
Okay,
me.
I think you should have started
Okay.
with that first. So this is our deluxe Cinnabon
Okay,
box,
Keegan,
right?
Were you all means
We would
to
have
go
brought
for
the
it?
normal one, but we're like, let's treat you guys to something special.
Yeah.
So the
Take a
first
bite
one
of
over
it.
there is the mint, right? Second one is Oreo. The third one is the cream of the crop is pistachio kunafe, and the last one is
is-
white chocolate milky bar.
Is the pistachio sort of trending at the moment? Because I'm seeing it's
yes,
the chocolate.
yes.
It's
and
the viral
everything.
Dubai thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's trending.
That is this
Okay.
trend right now.
Okay.
Okay, so far it's the mint and what is that? The cookies
That's
and
Oreo.
Oreo.
Take
How-
a bite of the pistachio.
Yeah, but now you must describe what you're eating, Keegan, as you bite. So the first
So
bite
the-
you took into the
was,
one.
was peppermint. For me, if it's too sweet, I don't like it. So
Okay.
that's just right. And you can taste the peppermint quite fresh.
Okay.
That
Wonderful.
was tasty. The cookies and cooked Oreo.
Oreo. It's
Oreo.
Oreo.
In my world, we call it cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream.
That
Yeah.
was okay.
You Baskin and Robbins.
Yeah,
beef.
because he makes proteins shakes, so he has to know the flavors.
yeah. This is the
The white chocolate milky bar.
okay,
White
white
chocolate.
chocolate is my personal. So
Ooh,
here we
so
go.
just-
Hey, me too, boss. Raffaello's all day.
It looks good.
You haven't tried the
Okay, now you
PF de
Yeah,
Resistance.
he's saving the best for
Saving
last.
the
That tastes
best
a
one.
little bit like barfi for me. So
Barfi,
that's
really?
that's my favorite so far. And this
Okay.
is the pistachio.
The pistachio.
The most
Okay.
expensive nuts. That
I
you
think
can
this is
White
the
cho-
beginning of derailing
The
Keegan's
kunafe
regime.
pistachio is not chocolate; it's white chocolate.
White chocolate.
Because we felt that paired best with the Cinnabon.
Okay, so
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the best for last first.
For
So
me,
this is the pistachio one.
The pistachio was the
Is
winner.
it-
'cause it's got
Is it
caramel.
is it really
There's
nice?
some caramel in there.
Mm.
No, there's no caramel.
I could
Oh, it's a
taste
little
it.
warm.
Yeah.
Mm.
But that's the cinnamon that I'm tasting.
Right blends. The right blends. Winners. Wow.
I wasn't expecting this to be this good, man.
Are you serious?
How is it still warm?
Oh, we
Yeah, it
just
is
made
still
it hot.
warm.
We
Oh,
made it
you
hot.
warmed it, damn it.
It
I thought
literally,
you just
You're
baked
in
it.
Durban.
Time
You're in
with
Durban.
you guys.
You're in Durban.
it literally melts.
We
in
did
your
make
Yeah.
it this more. It's
It
fresh.
is so
yeah.
fresh. Here's the last
Peppermint
one.
one is nice.
Yeah.
This
go
is
with the
also
Oreo.
peppermint. What is this peppermint?
No, that's the peppermint.
This is the peppermint.
Too good, it's here. The boy looking at me, he's getting his feet massage, and he's enjoying us eating the food.
Yeah.
He's ta- he's
Here's
tasting
the
it
last
for
one.
us.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
Okay, this is the last one. It's the peppermint one.
Yeah, it's
Listen, stop.
This is good.
Stop. This is my dessert order for the rest of the souk.
So
I can't
I've
lie.
had my diet's gone out the window now.
Run around the soup now.
but it's worth it.
It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. And the last two items.
Yes,
What do we have
please.
here?
Which
Don't
is your
get hung
favorite,
up
man?
on the Cinnabons. We
The
still have the
Barfi
lava
one.
cake.
Mm.
And if you're a chocolate
But I haven't
lover,
tried this one yet.
your lava cake is definitely your best friend.
Look, we'll start with Matt because he's been dying for this
This
one.
show, this thing here. Please, if you are in the zoo or you come to the zoo, if you don't go to the cookie grind and get these Cinnabons, you are sleeping on the most delicious dessert. This pistachio thing.
Why you mapped all of it? I thought you were going to save yourself.
Listen here, we said one bite each, right?
Yeah, you didn't say one whole bite.
You know, in future, bring more.
You bring a separate tray for
I
him.
feel- yeah,
And I
I'll
even
make
told
a
I told her,
separate
please
one
bring
for you.
small amounts because
Small
we
amount.
really don't want to waste yours. Stop.
But sisters, you did a fantastic job over here. So Keegan's just showing the camera. If you are live, watching us live on Facebook and
This
YouTube,
is
you can have a look.
Lava cake.
That
This
is
is
the
the lava-
chocolate lava
chocolate
cake with
lava cake.
ice cream. So it's not your normal lava cake.
Mm.
It's filled with our homemade chocolate sauce, and it's a perfect balance between sweet and bitter.
Wow.
Yeah, it would go.
Perfect blends there.
Oh, I
Mm.
can see the chocolate.
Wait till you get to the center of it. It's fabulous.
It makes my heart happy to see a bodybuilder eating ice cream.
He's
Shots of
treating
love.
himself
It is, you know, he's
Yeah.
deserves it. To end
He
up the end of
deserves
the
it.
year
He's
on a good
working
note.
so hard. Just look at him.
More chocolatey than sweet.
There's gonna be
Me is the winner.
It's the win.
Okay.
Okay.
Eat a lot of this and not feel good, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's not with the
The best salad.
Wow.
How does it
it
feel?
tells the story.
It's perfect.
It tells the
It's a
story.
perfect blend between hot and cold.
I just closed my eyes for a moment. I thought that's how good it tastes. Wow. You never can. Look, okay. So where can we find your sauce?
So we actually at just outside the indoor food court, which you're in Power
Cookie grinding.
milkshake.
It's
The order we haven't brought.
So this is the Oreo.
It's addictive.
You know what, guys? For the listeners out there and for the viewers on our social media platforms, do visit the cookie grind. It's a
This is like a
I can't even find the word. It's like it's the. I like sweet stuff, but I
Yeah.
don't like too sweet stuff like Keegan.
Yeah, we also
So
we
it's
the
the
same.
perfect blend,
We're
yeah.
honestly the same. We like to balance the sweet because we
Mm.
don't want to feel like Babalas.
And to your listeners for joining us, do so on social media. You can check out their Instagram page on The Cookie Grinds ZA. That's The Cookie Grinds ZA. If you want to contact 079 497 and it will be here till the 5th of Jan. But outside of the Souk, where else are you?
So currently we just a pop up. Inshallah, we might be opening up. We're not sure,
Inshallah.
but
Lots of dua.
I mean,
I mean.
but you can if you follow me on Instagram. I'm always posting where we're going to be next.
Oh,
We're
lovely.
over here in Durban and in Peter Maritzburg.
Oh, awesome. Are you girls based in Durban?
And we awesome.
Oh, no.
We made
And it's
like
fun.
these little Cinnabon boxes for them.
All right, awesome. Sisters, thank you so much for joining us here this afternoon.
Jazakallah.
It's a wrap up for us. So please do visit the Cookie Grind, and we'll definitely come visit you along the couple of days.
Definitely.
I know I'm gonna come.
Please
I'm
do.
gonna bring the fro, and we're gonna try because she loves all the
Inshallah.
sweet stuff. Inshallah.
Just on the
Jazakallah khair.
entrepreneur side, what's the hardest part of the business, would you say?
The packing and the unpacking.
Ah,
You know,
That's
when that is the most of it. Honestly, other than that, it's a breeze. Alhamdulillah.
nah, excellent. And you got card facilities available?
Yes, we do.
Excellent.
Awesome
All
stuff.
right,
Thank you so
yeah,
much,
this
guys.
is-
Jazakallah.
Keegan, thank you so much for joining us as well. Sisters Fatima and Sister Aisha, thank you so much for joining us from the Cookie Grind
a
ZA.
pleasure.
And do support them. You can find them at what store number again?
B79.
B79 inside food court.
Yeah. No, outside, just outside the food court.
Just outside the food court there. So the outside food court, you can find them there. And a big thanks to Brother Saleh as well for joining us from Bibi Aisha's homemade products. That's a wrap up for the social network here this afternoon. Lots is going to be happening here today. So if you haven't been to the Souk, what are you waiting for? The Durban Exhibition Center is waiting for you. Entrance is just 30 rand. There's ample parking, safe parking as well. Lots of entertainment, lots of giveaways, and lots of lovely things to try out, like the Cookie Grind. There we go. Until next time, guys, look after yourself as well as one another. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
الحب في القلب اشتياق ده الحب بلسم كل ده وانا يا نبي مليان حنان ما يحسوش غير اللي ده الحب في القلب اشتياق ده الحب بلسم كل ده وانا يا نبي مليان حنان ما يحسوش غير اللي ده صلوا عليه افضل صلاة صلوا ويزيد الشوق صلة ده حبيبي بيرد السلام والمولى بيزيد الصلاة صلوا عليه أفضل صلاة صلوا ويزيد الشوق صلة ده حبيبي بيرد السلام والمولى بيزيد الصلاة حب النبي رحمة ودواء والقلب من نور ارتوى يا روحي ليه روحي روحي يا روحي ليه روحي I know that you could easily take away everything you've given me. And I try to remember not to take anything for granted. 'Cause I know that one day, suddenly, this will all come to an end. So my last wish is for you to be pleased with me. Allah, ya Allah, guide me all the way to your Jannah. Ya Allah, ya Allah, don't let me go astray 'cause I need you by my side. I wish to be close to you through my life. Allah, Allah, be with me all the way. I know that sometimes I do forget that my next breath could be the last. Forgive me, 'cause I can't thank you enough.